British people always have this weird relationship with the letter T, as they sometimes overpronounce the letter like that, but sometimes they simply ignore the letters completely, as if the letters don't even matter. Well, the other day I met an English lady on Cambly. To my surprise, she was very excited to join me in mocking her own accent.
To me, I mean, England is the worst English in the world. I'm sure you'll agree with me. They go water, water. They go birthday.
That's why I'd like to share with you the results of our little webinar. Elision is a type of connected speech. It's true, in some British local accents, people tend to drop T's wherever they can. But that's more of a feature in the local accent than, a common feature in connected speech in general. What I want to talk about today, though, elision, is different. It's something shared across different accents. So no matter what you're learning, American accent or British accent, Australian accent, what have you, we all do this. Take a look at this phrase. I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't pronounce that T. I said I can't do it instead of I can't do it. You see, the N and T in can't and also the D in do, these three consonants were put together, three consonants in a row. We call it a consonant cluster. We talked about this concept back in this video. You may want to have a check. So anyway, we hate these clusters because they prevent us from, speaking faster. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's very mouthful. So we simply drop the middle consonant, and in this case, it's the T. So I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. Compared to I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it just flows much better. Second example, I can't stand the rain. Same thing here. The N, T in can't and also the stand, the st in stand, they form a very long consonant cluster. I can't stand the rain. So what do? We say, I can't stand the rain. We drop that T. But there's something tricky about stand the rain too. You say, stand the rain. The N, D in stand and also the th in the, they also form another consonant cluster. There are two consonant clusters in this sentence. So what we do, we drop that D in stand. It becomes, I can't stand the rain. I can't stand the rain. So this elision also applies to the letter D, the D sound. Another sentence, I must be the first person here. Now there are two T's, must and first, yet they're nowhere to be found in this sentence because they are silent. Why? I must be, the st in must and also the b in be, they form a consonant cluster. So what do? We drop the T. I must be. I must be. Now, must and be always appear at the same time, so you might as well just start speaking this way from now on. I must be. He must be. She must be. I must be the first person here. St in first and also p in person, another consonant cluster. So we drop the T. It becomes the first person here. Altogether, we have, I must be the first person here. See, it flows very well. I must be the first person here. Now, if this thing could happen across word boundaries, then of course it can happen inside a word. Like this one. Christmas. Christmas. We never say Christmas because st-m become a consonant cluster. It's very mouthful. We drop the T. Christmas. Christmas. And we just mentioned how we also elide D if it's necessary. So this word is never sandwich. No sandwich, but sandwich. Sandwich. What about this? It's not landscape. Nobody says that. Landscape. Landscape. Well, I know, some of you might be wondering, I don't think that's elision. That's what we call 失去爆破 in Chinese, or unreleased stop in English. Well, I can't say you're wrong, but you're not entirely right either. To put things into perspective, I might need some, terminology, so please bear with me with this bit. You see, 失去爆破 or unreleased stop is a part of assimilation. a whole other type of connected speech, which deserves its own video. It's a very big topic. Elision is different. You see, there are 6 plosive sounds in English. Apart from t and d, we also have p and b, k and g. So 3 pairs of them. These 6 sounds, when they appear before another consonant, we tend to swallow them. But the main difference between elision and unreleased stop is that when it comes to elision in the context of a consonant cluster, we drop the sound completely. It is nowhere to be found. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't even try to pronounce that T. That's why you can't hear it. But in the case of unreleased stop, we still preserve a part of that plosive sound. You see, the 6 plosive sounds have something in common. Pronouncing them involves a 2-step process. First, you have to hold your breath for a second, for a fraction of a second there, like b, g, t, p. I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. Before you say but, you have to hold your air for a second before you release it. But, g, p, t. It sounds as if, the air is accumulating behind your vocal cords until it finally breaks through and is released. So it kind of works like that. And that's why they are called plosives. They're like little explosions. So the first step is holding your breath. Second step is releasing the air. So when a plosive appears before another consonant, in this case, good night, we don't say good night. Now, d obviously is a plosive, and n in night is another consonant. In this case, we still execute our first step in pronouncing plosives. We hold our breath. We good, and we're about to pronounce that d sound, release the air. We go straight to n instead. Good night, good night. And it was precisely this little stop we make during our, breath holding time that creates this illusion that we have already said that d, only we didn't. Good night, good night. Another example would be sit down. If we simply say sit down, you see, that T is completely gone. We didn't even try to hold our breath in preparation for that T. But if we say sit down, you see, sit down and sit down are different. Sit down, we make that preparation, so it creates a feeling that we sort of pronounced that T, and that's the main difference between elision and unreleased stop. If you want to get really technical, the official name for unreleased stop is actually 无声除阻 in Chinese, or a stop without audible release in English. But I don't think you need all these jargons to speak English. In fact, I didn't know all these jargons until I made this video, so you don't need all this rubbish. Just go practice. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I can't stand the rain.
I can't stand the rain.
I must be the first person here.
I must be the first person here. I can't stand the rain. I can't stand the rain.
Now, just now we talked about the elision of t and d, but what you don't know is that we often elide the sound h as well. For example, I want to kill him. I want to kill him so badly. Now, in the case of kill him, I ignore the h sound completely, just omit it. That's why I connect the dark L in kill and it in him directly through catenation. We talked about this technique in my last video. Kill him, kill him. If I want to say I want to kiss him, the same idea here. Kiss him, kiss him. Well, with that, we're now at the end of today's video. We talked about the elision of t, d, and h. Well, a quick reminder. These tips of, connected speech are not like rules. You don't have to obey them all the time, it's just that if you want to sound more like a native or you want to speak faster in the proper way, you might want to learn some of these tips and start applying them. And these tips are not, exclusive for those intermediate or advanced learners. If you are a beginner and you're watching this, you can also start incorporate some of these tips in your everyday language and, start use them as your default option. For example, you don't want to say, it must be, Jesus. Just start saying, it must be. It must be, and use that as your default option. Trust me, habits like this will help you tremendously down the road. So just start practicing. And I did bring up this business with unreleased stop. Not to confuse you though, but to ease your way in, because it's part of a bigger picture called assimilation. I will be talking about that in my future videos. So please make sure you subscribe and 一键三连, and I'll see you in my future episodes. Thank you.